So saving money is cool, but saving money and getting value is even cooler. How do you define value other than performance with your fragrance? Aside from the fact that it smells good, obviously, and the high quality. That's a given though. That's where we're starting. So the baseline is going to be the quality and the value, and then after that, it's going to be the longest lasting. So here are the 10 longest lasting Middle Eastern fragrances you could buy in 2025. What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. So today I want to talk to you guys about the longest lasting, obviously, and these are all going to be Middle Eastern / dupes, whatever you want to call them. Some of them are not actual dupes, and that's why I wanted to call this more so Middle Eastern. So let's go ahead and get started with one of the first ones on this list. This is from Romain Blazar and from its sister company, Gourmand. You guys, Gourmand only creates beastly stuff for the most part. Usually their fragrances will not give you less than, well, they might have some of the Nitro line that'll give you maybe 6 hours, but even then it's an old ass fragrance, and that's like the bare minimum. But these in the Bravano, I can tell you right now, you will never get less than 10 hours with this. And what this actually smells like is a combination of like patchouli, tobacco, ambers, and maybe even some vanilla and spice. It reminds me of like red tobacco meets PDM's Carlisle. So that tonka bean inclusion, it's a lot smoother than red tobacco, and even at this point, like, I would recommend this over red tobacco in itself. I don't think it's a dupe either. I think it's just something that treads in that vein of both fragrance categories, and that's pretty much it. So longevity for this is going to be at least 12 hours, like with all of these fragrances. And hell, even these are going to be 24-hour lasting fragrances. This one will give you a day's worth of performance, no questions asked. So first one was Bravano Baron. Moving on to the next one. This is for those of you who love that Bakarat amberwood style DNA. This is called Jus d'Amour by also Romain Blazar. And this smells like a blend or a mashup in between Baccarat Rouge and Baccarat Rouge Extrait. It smells like Baccarat Rouge Extrait. But this is in fact closer to Thomas Kosmala number 4. And that in itself, oh my God, we're going in like a freaking circle. That in itself is Baccarat Rouge Extrait on steroids. So this is a dupe of that Baccarat Rouge Extrait dupe that's on steroids. And this in itself is also on steroids. So yeah, it happens. Yeah. Anyways, Romain Blazar's Jus d'Amour. It just smells like the amber woods, the saffron, something metallic as well. It's clear cut. It's not something that's complex or that's going to really transition. You can go nose blind to this just like you can with a lot of the Baccarat DNA. And I would highly recommend that you try this one out before you go and overspray it. I wouldn't do more than about 5 sprays, maybe 6 tops. And then after that, you be the judge. But this is beastly stuff, and I could smell it on clothing like 3 days later, so you might want to be careful with this. Long story short, if you want something that smells like Baccarat and you want it to last for like the entire week, this is it, on a budget. I wouldn't say it's better performing than Thomas Kosmala number 4 because that in itself is just beastly, but it is more affordable. Moving on to the next one. If you like the apple pie brandy vibe, well, no, actually that's apple brandy. If you like the apple pie and cognac vibes, yes, this is cinnamon, vanilla, and just smells like a straight up pie. This is Dumont Solero Epic, and it smells a lot like Angel Share with a little bit more added spice. This stuff does not go anywhere for 3 freaking days. I've tested this multiple times, and it will not go off until you wash your clothes. It's got the best projection, the best performance. It also has something that's pretty light that makes it easier to wear as well. So if you like Angel Share and you want one of the best performing scent profiles that smells gooey, vanillic, also cinnamon, it has a rugged feel to it, so it's perfectly unisex in my opinion, gentlemen. And ladies that like a more ambery and sweet, Solero Epic. If you like the Angel Share DNA, you can't afford it. This is one of the best ones, if not the best one. Moving on to another one that's a lot more masculine. This one is dry, woody, aromatic, and a little bit musky. It's all about the woods, and it does it in a very Middle Eastern way. And not necessarily anything oudi or barnyardy or anything of the stigmas of, you know, smelling like cumin, etc. This is called Ahmed Al-Maghribi's Amiri. And this is rather fresh in that sense. It's got citruses like tangerine, a little bergamot, pink pepper, and a lot of these aromatic woods. It's musky through and through, but it does have those brittle style of woods with those peppers and those over, I would say like a blanket of those citruses over that. Very masculine, also smells pretty exotic, especially in its realm and territory. It's really unique. It's called Amiri, and this concentration is next level. It's got, dude, it's got like 32% oil, and this is stronger than the original Amiri by Arabian Oud. So I paid around $220 for Amiri by Arabian Oud, that fragrance right there that's on screen. We see you. Yeah, 220. This is stronger than it, plain and simple. Moving on to the next one. If you like oud for greatness, it doesn't project or perform for you, this is a nuke. This is literally like rip off the top and toss it and it'll probably just break. What did you expect? Think it was gonna like grenade or something? No, I haven't played Warzone in a long time. This is called Odyssey Oud by AROMATIX Eau de Parfum. The strongest dupe of oud for greatness. Saffron, a lot of this intensive and forest-like woods, and that oud. Beautiful fragrance and nuke of a fragrance as well. Yeah, and it comes in this mug-looking thing, which I guess you can toss it. Just toss it. But yeah, man, if you like that style, you like those vibes, it kind of reminds me of like fern, etc. Pretty raunchy when it comes to the earth. But that's pretty much it. I would not try and wear this during the summertime more than like one freaking spray. You want to be loud about it? 6 sprays. You want to be normal? 3 sprays. Be normal. Be normal. And the rest of these, it's typically the same thing because these are 24-hour lasting fragrances. They're pretty damn strong. Moving on to the next one, believe it or not, this is absolutely nuclear longevity. This is called Hamidi Addicted Intense, one of the longest lasting Aventus dupes. Pineapple, birch, oak moss, it's fantastic. And the quality of this, because it doesn't have alcohol, which blows my mind how it behaves without alcohol, is outstanding. It's a parfum, 120 mLs, 4 ounce. This is probably one of the cleanest versions of the Club de Nuit or the Aventus. This is a sister company to AROMATIX, so it's not surprising that it's right there neck and neck. It's like if you took Club de Nuit, one of the stronger ones, and you remove the alcohol. So no alcohol opening, guys. If you want that vibe, you want it done cleaner, Hamidi Addicted Intense is outstanding. This has lasted for a week on my clothing as well. I mean, do I need to say that anymore? These are just, they all last at least like 3 days, at least 3 days. Moving on to the next one, relatively new. It's called Sharaf Vanilla Toffee. And it's pretty addicting, but it's extremely sweet. If you relate sweetness to femininity and women fragrances, then stay away from this. But if you have a sweet tooth and you like gourmands, then check this one out. It smells like dates, milk, sugar. It's incredible in terms of how it smells. It smells like a cake with dates, the leches. Tres leches cakes of like dates and stuff with like heavy whipping cream and just like crazy, man. It smells like Dates Delight by Lush, turned into a fragrance that's beastly, crazy. Also gets a lot of projection and compliments as well. So you rock this, people will notice you, but you have been warned. It's very syrupy and honey sweet, but it's very addicting stuff. I think this one's really nice. And I saw it get talked about when it first came out, but that's pretty much it. It deserves a lot more love and light. Let's freshen things up, shall we? This is a freshie, which this doesn't really happen too often. It's fresh, but it also has an ambery and woody dry down, but it lasts for 24 plus hours. Volcan Fouet. Now there are freshies that last for 24 plus hours, just maybe not in the affordable realm because it's harder to do that. Unless you go for Mega Mare, etc. There are a couple that do. Nabil has one, Lotava has Atlas. I think even AROMATIX has one as well, at this point at least for Mega Mare. But this is different. This is citruses like tropical mango. You've also got some peppers in this one, and it dries down into something ambery and woody, and it's so addicting. And the quality of this is crazy. I just bought Sandance, I bought God of Fire, I bought one of their other ones that was highly requested, and this one is by far the closest ones. There are a couple of other dupes that tried to do it. Nothing gets that strong or that close. I sprayed it in my room and I could smell it literally 2 hours later. Sprayed it on my clothing, could smell it the next day very easily. Moving on to the next one, Ignite Oud by Ahmed Al-Maghribi. It's polarizing, it's not a safe blind buy. It's extremely intense and rich style of passion fruit, rose, and I would say rose absolute, and oud. Crazy. It's better than oud marcuja. It is much better. You don't want to spray this one on more than about 4 or 5 times, and even then it'll still get attention. Moving back to Volcan Fouet sprays, I would say about 6 sprays, boys, and you're set for the entire day. 6 to 10 sprays max. Last but not least, you guys, this one has lasted on clothing. I remember spraying it on my little satchel when I was traveling, and I could still smell it by the time I got to Italy. And the next day of Italy when I took it to the convention as well. It's liquid brewed. This is longer lasting than its counterpart, which is Altair. It's vanilla, ambroxan, cinnamon, and orange flower. It'll last easily 24 plus hours. You have to spray this one on. I would personally say 6 to 8 times, at least for me. It does kind of go off if you spray the same area a couple times because of its green undertones to the orange flower, but otherwise it's incredible. Next one up is called Zena's Hypnotic Amber. This is incredible, especially when you're talking about winter date nights. Not even just winter, it'll work during the fall and the springtime, and potentially during the summer nights, just spray it a little less. But this smells like chestnut, vanilla, toffee. There's some Davana in here and cinnamon. And this smells like Stronger With You intensely, richer in scent profile, a little less spicy when it comes to the cinnamon, but better in my opinion. It projects better, it lasts longer, and I do not spray this ever more than 6 to 8 sprays max. This will last for days on clothing, and on skin it'll give me at least 8 to 10 hours, I would say personally. So if you like Strong With You intensely, or you just don't have the cash for it, this not only smells like it, but I mean, even if I have intensely, and I reach for this one even more so. That's not always the case. There's always gonna be some fragrances where it's like, just get the original, but there will be more rarely cases of fragrances where I'll say is even better than the original. Hypnotic Amber is exactly that. Moving on to the next and the last one. This isn't talked about much, if at all. It's called Haramain's Bon Chéri Violet. You guys, this smells like, I'm just gonna tell you what it smells like to me. It smells like it has the Louis Vuitton Imagination DNA, but it also has like this powdery violet along with hints of cherry. That's it. So it does look like it's in a feminine bottle, but I think it's because of that. The fact that they add a little bit of that powdery aspect maybe makes it a little bit more unisex. But ladies that wanted to wear Imagination, check this one out, I guess. It's not a dupe by any means, so guys, don't go grab this and be like, this is supposed to smell like Imagination. No, but the tea is very clear cut. It's got that very similar style of cask cologne, though fresh and watery notes, but in this one, it's a lot more powdery, a touch more floral, and also that cherry nuance that I personally get is really nice of a touch. I've smelled this on my clothing the next day afterwards of wearing this, and it didn't go away until I washed my clothes, basically, which was the next day because I wore it to the gym. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 12 of the longest lasting Middle Eastern fragrances you can buy and wear in 2025. Don't sleep on these, because yes, there are long lasting cheap dupes and stuff, and they are becoming increasing in terms of numbers because of the quality is increasing. But as of right now, these has to be like some of the strongest ones. Let me know down in the comment section which one of these you have and just blows your mind in terms of its performance. My name is Neeb. Thank you for tuning back in AROMATIX, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.